want to take my glasses off so there's like no glare, but then I'm really not gonna be able to see if you come in and leave comments and things. So we're gonna have to deal with the glare. Oh, I feel like that made it so much worse for me. Oh my goodness. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Look, you see I'm on meme again just for this? Yes, I'm on two platforms today. So, welcome. You may see me looking back, forth and forth. Also have my note. Yes, I used it so much, but I do have a notebook where the spine is missing. Welcome. I'm excited because we're going to be talking about breath work today. And I don't think we've talked about breath work before. So, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to give some tips to have like more effective sessions that you can do with yourself. I'm also excited because we're going to go over a few different breathwork techniques today, okay, and practice a few of those. So I'm excited about that as well. Like I said, I have my notebook because I have to organize my thoughts or else I will go all over the place. And even with this notebook, I still may go all over the place, but it helps to bring me back. And also because I have so much that I want to share, I wanted to make sure that I do not forget anything that I wanted to share, right? Like, you think so many things and then you in the moment and you're like, oh, afterwards, you're like, I forgot to say this and that. So I do like to reference my notes just to keep me on track and make sure I don't leave out none of this good, saucy stuff that I got for you today. So, a little bit about me. I'm Crystal, the goddess. I'm the creator behind, I was going to say House of Divinity, which is the name, but sometimes I had to change my name last year, so I still slip up sometimes. But I'm the creator behind House of Divinity. My intention with House of Divinity is really to create a space for goddesses. Gods are also welcome, but mostly, honestly, for goddesses to activate and align our chakras, to keep our vibrations high. Absolutely. To keep our vibrations high and really just tap in and be the most divine version of ourselves. So I have a question. It says, can you tip on what is the best technique while working out? So I'm gonna go over like 4 different techniques. I personally do not like working out. And so I can't really give a tip on working out, but I am gonna give you 4 techniques. And my intention is like for you to pick which one works best for you. Because I'm sure the workout gurus, they probably have their own science behind why you should breathe in and out. Like I remember when I worked with a trainer, he talked about like when you're going down, like you breathe in, and then as you're doing the heavy lifting, you exhale. So like that kind of, I think working out has its own specific like breathing techniques. So I don't want to say which one for sure is like the best for working out, but I definitely will give you some to try and you tell me what works, right? Because some of them will not be great for working out, but some of them will be. So a little bit about breath work in general, like what is it? So breath work is basically just conscious, intentional breathing. In the spiritual world, you'll hear them say like conscious breathing. Okay. So it's a way for you to be mindful of your breathing. And I actually wanted to make sure I followed this system too. But then what is it great for? So it's great for centering yourself. It's great for grounding yourself. Breath work is also great for promoting relaxation, mindfulness, calmness, and meditation. It's also great for cell regeneration, right? Anytime you are slowing down, you give your cells an opportunity to regenerate. So breath work is great for that. And then really just overall well-being, okay? So now I want to talk about like before you go into breath work and create a session for yourself, here are 3 things you're going to want to make sure you do. Number 1 is your environment. You want to go to a quiet place, somewhere where there are not a lot of distractions, where you can really just tune in without being interrupted. Number 2 is to make sure you're comfortable. So if that means you have pillows, like you want to make sure like you are prepared, you're comfortable in that way so that you're not, because if you're discomfort, that's going to take you out of your mindfulness, out of your breath work, and it's going to change your attention and you don't want that. And then you want to make sure this is a little bonus that I don't feel like a lot of people talk about, is like setting an intention. What do you hope to gain out of your breathwork session? Okay. Do you want clarity? Do you want relaxation? Do you want calmness? Like, set that intention before you go into the actual breathwork practice. Okay. So those are a few things you want to do before you start breathwork to prepare your space and prepare for your session. I have a number 3 and a number 3. That was going to throw me off. Next, I want to talk about tips. What are some tips to make breath work more effective? And before I go into the tips, if you know someone who is also on their holistic healing journey, also on their spiritual journey, go ahead and send this to a friend, share this with a friend. And I also realize this is how easily I'll be getting distracted. I forgot to say something at the beginning, but I'll save it to the end, so hopefully you stick around. I'll also go ahead and just share this right now. I wanted to go ahead and talk about breathwork today because we just launched our new ebook, The ABCs of Holistic Healing, and B is definitely for breathwork. Okay, that's one of the B's for breathwork. And I wanted to be able to share like an idea of what you can expect from this ebook, like how in depth it will go. I'm going to go a little bit further in depth on this live, but in this ebook, more than half of what I'm going over is in the ebook. But I really just wanted to be able to show you like there are so many different techniques that you can do. And here's one of them. Okay. So now, sorry, I don't know why I was just outside actually. So it's probably why my face is feeling itchy. Sorry. With all the stuff lying around and my son was doing some yard work. Okay. There we go. Sorry. I feel like I'm always doing weird stuff on camera, but it's real life. That's why I like live too, because like we're not gonna edit this out. You get it. What you see is what you get. She's weird and she be doing weird stuff. So, anyways, okay, so let's talk about tips. No, I have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have like 12 tips here, and I don't want to leave anything out. So I feel like it might be easier for me to just go through them. I wonder if I can set this here. That might be helpful. Okay, so let's talk tips. If you want to make sure that you create a successful, effective breath work routine and ritual for yourself, the first thing is consistency. Okay, you want to put this inside of your routine that already exists. That's what I find this to be most helpful. Like every day before I do X, I'm going to do this. Or every day after I brush my teeth, I do my breath work. Like putting it in your routine is going to help you be successful with consistency. It also helps you deepen your practice. Okay. And then it also helps you get what I like to say, the best results, which is really just you being able to create that habit, deepen your experience. And even if it's just for like a few minutes, you want to go ahead and make sure that you set aside some time. I literally will do, like, I've done 5-minute sessions, 7-minute sessions. Sometimes, like, if I'm doing like just strict meditation, I'll do a 2 or 3 minute timer just because I know, hold on. Just because I know how hard it is to like stay focused. So like I'll just set 2 minutes. I'm like, just go for 2 minutes. Do 2 minutes of staying focused. If you can do it, you win, right? So even if it's just a short amount of time, even if it's you just laying, sometimes when I'm just laying in bed, I'll just do like a little practice while I'm still laying down. Like, oh, I don't really want to get up, so I'm just going to do this real quick. Even if it's just a couple minutes, okay? So go ahead and to be most effective, you want this to be a part of your daily routine. You want to practice consistency. Next, your environment. Again, we talked about that when you're setting up your space, but you want to make sure it's quiet. There's no distractions. That may be like you having to pick a certain time of the day that works best for you and your household, right? I typically wake up in the 4 o'clock hour just because my house is still asleep, and that's when I can do things uninterrupted, right? So you definitely want to pick your environment, and that includes like a time frame as well. We talked a little bit about comfortability, but like making sure you're wearing something comfortable. Anything that's restrictive is not going to be your friend, right? Because you're going to be like, oh, this is too, I'm that person. I'm like, oh, this is too tight. Oh, this is uncomfortable. And you're going to be distracted and focused on the absolute wrong thing. And you're not going to get out of breath work what you want to gain from it. So make sure you're comfortable. Whether you're sitting down or laying down, if you need pillows, get pillows. If you need some type of props, whatever that is, like do what you need to do. This is your practice, tailor it to you. Okay. Mindfulness. When you're going through breath work, you want to make sure you're focused on your breath. Okay. Focused on your breathing. If you notice your thoughts are going in other directions, that's fine. It's common because this is new for us. Bring it back to your breathing. Okay. Um, Also with mindfulness, being able to focus on like the sensation as you're breathing. So like when you inhale, feeling that coolness, paying attention to that. When you exhale, feeling that warmth, like be in tune with what's happening, right? As you're going through it. You can pay attention to your body as well if we're talking mindfulness. Let's also talk about, this is kind of what I just talked about, like paying attention to those sensations as you're breathing. But also, I want to highlight paying attention because this is also paying attention to you. Okay. Some of this breath work, especially if you're going for extended amounts of time, your body may need to work up to what you think is a small amount of time. So if you feel dizziness, you need to stop. Okay, do not pass go, do not collect $200. If you feel discomfort, go ahead and shift so like let's say you're doing something, you're like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm ready to go. And then you start to notice like, ooh, this is kind of poking me. This is kind of comfortable. Pivot. Okay, practice that flexibility and like not being married to one technique, one movement, one posture, one sitting. Like, do what you need to do. Okay. Let me see. I also talked about I'm working on my ums. I was doing so good, and I don't know where the ums came back from, but we're gonna work on those. Let's see. We talked about paying attention to mindfulness, posture. So making sure your spine is in alignment. Remember, we are trying to move energy throughout the body. When you're trying to be calm or trying to be relaxed, you need your body, you need your spine to be in alignment so that you're not discomfort or creating like an issue later on, right? So regardless of if you're sitting down or laying down, you still want to make sure your spine is in alignment. If you're sitting down, like a lot of that has to do with like your neck. Even when you're laying down too, I'll say that too. Like your head, right? Like making sure it's not too far up, making sure it's not too far down, making sure it keeps your spine in alignment. And then of course, if you're sitting, you have your back. And then if you're laying down, that might be where like the pillow comes in handy, right? Where you're able to like put a pillow in the groove of your back because you want to make sure you have great posture. Welcome. We're going over some effective tips before we dive into some different techniques. Happy to have you. Let's see. We also want to talk about observing your emotions, okay? Breath work is known to bring up stored emotions, right? Things that may have been trapped within the body. So if that comes up, allow yourself to feel it so that you can heal it. Just pay attention to it, okay? Don't try to sweep that under the rug. You want to make sure that like this is a part of that mindfulness and being in tune with yourself. Let's see, we have three more. So the first one is to, what did I put? Oh, yeah, integrate visualizations. So visualize, as you inhale, visualize positive energy coming into the body. And as you exhale, visualize negative energy going out of the body. Okay. Visualization is like, I feel like it's more top tier, but if you want to go for it, like after you get the basics of just you're focusing on your breathing, then because you really do go into like a meditative state, like when you're doing this breathing for extended minutes of time. So once you get comfortable with that and staying in that zone and staying present, you want to incorporate visualizations. Also, look, however, you also may find that like when I incorporate visualizations, it actually helps me stay more in tune and more focused. So that's up to you. Let's see. And then the second thing out of those three, the last three, is to stay hydrated. Number one, staying hydrated. I feel like this is a great time for a drink. Sorry. A part of romanticizing my life is drinking water out of wine glasses. So, excuse me. The booze is coming. No, anyways. But yeah, staying hydrated. It helps with overall like well-being. And then did I write another note on that? No, that's really all I want to say. Staying hydrated helps with overall well-being. You want to drink before you do your breath work and then after you do your breath work, just to help your body stay hydrated, especially if you're doing something early in the morning. It's like waking your body up, giving your body that replenishment. So you want to go ahead and do that. And then the last tip I want to give is join community. Perhaps you want to go to a breathwork class. I know there's plenty of goddesses that incorporate breathwork with their sound healing. Especially with their sound healing. I only do like little snippets of breathing, but I don't do like a full breath, a full breath work moment. So, but perhaps joining community would also help you. It helps with the consistency. It helps to make sure it's done correctly, right? And if you have questions about anything, you can ask the facilitator of the space. Okay. Now, let's get into the good stuff. No, like all of it was good, Crystal. I know. But no, now let's get into the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's go ahead and talk about some techniques. Let me see. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and a boom. Let's see. I have 4 breathing techniques. So let's take some of these effective tips I gave you into practice right now. So go ahead and get comfortable, whether you're sitting or laying down. I'm going to uncross my legs. I always feel like when I cross my legs, that like blocks the energy. Maybe I heard it somewhere. I don't know, but that's what I believe. And then my neck has been like bothering me since yesterday. I don't know what happened. So let's go ahead and get comfortable. The first practice I wanted to mention, let me see. 1, 2, 3. I have these in an interesting order. I think I might switch them, but let's see, we'll go with it. So the first one is belly breathing. So belly breathing is I feel like a lot of what you see on social media and online is like they'll show you belly breathing, but like a lot of times they'll have one hand on their heart, one hand on their abdomen. And so belly breathing is when you take a deep inhale through the nose. And when you inhale, you expand your diaphragm. It's also like diaphragmic breathing. I think that's a real word, okay? Diaphragmic or something like that, but diaphragmic breathing. But you inhale and I just drank the water, so it makes me feel full. But you inhale and you blow up your diaphragm. And then when you exhale, your diaphragm comes in. And then let's see, you'll exhale through the mouth, right? So you inhale through the nose and you exhale through the mouth. And so, welcome. So, we're going to do some belly breathing, some deep belly breathing. And so, you'll take a deep inhale. And as you inhale, you expand your belly. And then you exhale through the mouth. And keeping your hands on your body helps you to feel, right? To make sure, because technically we should be breathing through our diaphragm, but we are so go, 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 go that we don't. We do these short breaths just in through the mouth, out through the mouth throughout the day. And so this is going to help you like come back and center yourself. And so again, a deep inhale in through the nose, expanding that abdomen, and then an exhale through the mouth. And all of these practices you could do for about 5 to 10 minutes, starting off as a beginner. And then there's also one, this was like a double breathing. I didn't even write this down. So this is a little bonus. So you breathe in through the nose and you expand your diaphragm. And then you take a second breath and you breathe through your chest. And so it's like blow up your belly, blow up your chest, and then you exhale through the mouth. So you do an inhale through the nose with your diaphragm, and then an inhale through the nose with your chest, and then exhale through the mouth. And as you do that, everything kind of falls. Like you feel when you breathe in, right? And we'll do one last one. Inhale through the diaphragm, through the chest, and exhale through the mouth, and release. All right. The second one I want to talk about is called box breathing. So box breathing is easy. You know, a box has like 4 equal sides. So each segment is going to be four seconds long. So we're going to inhale through the nose for 4 seconds long, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and hold for 4 seconds. Okay. And when we inhale, I want you to suspend the breath. That means that you allow the breath to just float at the top of your throat. You're not like restricting, you're not like cutting it off at the top of your tongue. Like there's no tension. Just stay relaxed. And so let's do some practice. So on the count of 3, we'll take a deep inhale. 1, 2, 3. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. Again, inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. And hold. 2, 3, 4. and exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Last one. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. So that is called box breathing. If you like that one, let me know, like, with a thumbs up or something in the chat, like, oh no, I like that one. I feel like, I won't say most people, I typically do a lot of box breathing when I'm preparing for like my meditations, when I'm doing sound baths and things like that, sound healing meditations with as a collective, I typically lean into like box breathing. The second one, actually, I want to spice this up a little bit. And so I want to talk about alternate nostril breathing. Alternate nostril breathing. This is actually one of my favorite breathing techniques. And what I love about this technique is that it actually helps to balance the left and right side of the brain, the left and right hemisphere of the brain. Okay. And so this also helps to activate your crown chakra. Okay. And so what you do is we'll start off, we'll place our thumb. So I'll do like, this is a Hawaiian sign language, but we'll do like this little hand telephone, and you put your thumb on your right nostril. You'll take a deep inhale through the left nostril, and then you'll close it with your pinky, which opens up the right nostril, and you exhale through the nostril. And then you inhale up through that right nostril again, and you switch and you exhale through the left nostril. I feel like it's really complicated for me to say it, but it's easier to do it. So let's do it together. Okay. So take your hand in a Y in sign language. Put your hand on your right nostril, and ready, you're going to take a deep inhale and put your pinky on your left nostril, open up your right, and exhale through your nose, and then inhale through the right and switch, and exhale through the left, and inhale through the left and switch, and exhale through the right, and inhale to the right and switch, exhale to the left. Okay, that's all. But you would keep doing that, and you would just go back and forth, right? And like, take your time. Baby, we can do it. Take your time, do it right. Every time I say take your time, I hear that song in my head. Sorry, love that song. Anyways, told you I'll be getting distracted sometimes. So that's called alternate nostril breathing. And like I said, it's one of my favorites because it helps to activate your crown chakra, but it also helps to balance out the left and right hemispheres of the brain. The next practice technique I want to share with you is called 4-7-8. So you inhale for 4 seconds, you hold for 7 seconds, and you exhale for 8 seconds. Okay, let's do 2. So get comfortable. Take a deep inhale. Sorry, rewind. Inhale through the nose, and then we'll hold, and then exhale through the mouth. Okay, ready? Sorry, get comfortable. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale through the mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that is the 4-7-8 method. Okay. How do you like that one? Do you like that one better than the box method? I'm curious. Do you like it where it's 4-4-4 the whole time, or do you like that this kind of changes the amount of seconds that you're holding your breath? And while you're telling me that in the chat, I want to share my favorite. This is my absolute favorite breathing technique. Okay. This breathing technique, it helps to activate your solar plexus, which is where we house our personal power. A lot of folks in the spiritual world call it your personal sun. Okay. It is where we hold our life force, our vitality. Okay. And this breathing technique is called fire breaths. Have you heard of this before? This breathing technique is called fire breaths, and I absolutely love it. You have to be careful though, because if you do this for a prolonged period of time and the goal is to work your way up to be able to do it a prolonged period of time, it can cause you to be like lightheaded, dizzy, like that type of stuff. So you got to take it easy. But what I love about fire breaths, I don't know, it was just different when it was introduced to me. And so you're doing quick inhales and quick exhales all through the nose. Okay. So you do a quick inhale, quick exhale, and you're doing rapid breathing. So it's like, and rapid meaning we speed it up. So it goes, and you set a number as your goal, and that's how many you do. So starting off, beginners are usually suggested to do 25 to, 50 is high, but like 25 to, yeah, I wouldn't say go over 50 if you're new. And so I always start with 25 with folks. And so for the sake of this practice and us being on live, we could do 10. And so you'll just count, and that's 1. That's 2. And we'll do 10 of them, but we're going to speed it up. All right. So take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. All right, let's go. I did 15. 10 just didn't feel like enough. Okay. I was like, that was over fast. I did 15, but that's literally the fire breaths. And so when we talk about like paying attention to your body, remember that was one of our tips we went over earlier. You want to pay attention because if you start to feel dizzy, you need to stop. If you start to hyperventilate, you want to go ahead and grab like a paper bag and practice like slow conscious breathing inside that paper bag, perhaps that deep belly breathing. You really want to just like take a moment to recenter and tune into yourself, because it is possible with that type of breathing. Again, your body's not used to that. But that, like I said, it amps up your vitality. Okay. So that life force energy, that chem that we have inside of us, it is going to get you pumping. And so that's what I love about the fire breaths. In conclusion, I was like, did I not write a conclusion? So with these, as a beginner, like I said, I would start with like 5 to 10 minutes a day, every day, and plug it somewhere into your routine that makes sense. So if you're like, I'm going to do this every day after I brush my teeth, I'm going to do this every day right before I go to bed. Having a specific place for it is going to help you with consistency. Okay. And so let me see. I did write final. So let me see. I said pick a technique that aligns with you and your needs. That's number 1. I gave you 5 or 6 different techniques. Pick one that you want to start with. Or maybe you're like, I'm going to try a different one every day and really try it out that way. Do what works, whatever resonates. I'm here for it. Start with these first. These are like some basic level techniques. And then you can go ahead and dive deeper into breath work because there's so many different techniques out there. So once you get into this habit, then you can go ahead and find like, oh, here's something that's a little bit more challenging or allows me to go deeper in my meditation journey, in my holistic healing journey, in my spiritual journey. Like that's all about what works for you. And the number one, the main thing here, if you don't take nothing away from this, is to listen to your body. Okay. Practice these practices or practice these techniques with intention and pay attention, right? Be aware of what's happening. Be aware to any discomfort or misalignment that you're feeling within your body. That's always going to be your first indicator. Okay. Now, again, I'm just super excited to be talking about breathwork with y'all. I'm super excited to be sharing a practice with y'all that is going to assist you on your holistic healing journey. I always just say holistic healing, but that's going to like assist you on your journey, or I should just say your healing journey, right? And your practice. This breathwork strategy or just the topic of breathwork is included in our ABCs of Holistic Healing ebook that just dropped today. It's actually on sale for the next like 8 hours. Actually, it's more than 8 hours for being dramatic. Let's see, 8 and 8. It's about 16, 17 hours. This book will be on sale for the next 16 hours. This is the most divine deal that you will see for this ebook. And I'm super excited to share with y'all. Go ahead. Cop that if you are into holistic healing, if you are into spirituality, and you want different practices that you can implement, especially if we're talking like step-by-step practices, you definitely will be interested in that ebook. We go through the ABCs. There are over 90, literally 97 different practices in this ebook. that you can use and implement. There are over 25 different techniques that are broken down step by steps with step by step guides or guidance. Okay. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, you definitely want to cop that ebook as soon as possible because the price gonna go up. Okay. And yesterday's price won't be tomorrow's price, or today's price won't be tomorrow's price. That's what I meant to say. It sounded cute in my head. Anyways, I'm super excited about this. If you have any questions, definitely let me know. If it's about the ebook, if it's about breathwork in general, I will do my best to help you out. Okay. If it's something I don't know, I'll be letting people know I don't know it. But I definitely enjoyed coming on here today with you, talking about breathwork with y'all, and hopefully sharing a technique with you that you probably were like, I didn't even know that existed. And also you're like, I really like that. And you can do it tomorrow. So I love y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Crystal, look at it, signing out. Have a great Sunday. Bye.